My pure military sword evolved into a divine artifact, immune to physical damage, reducing target's max health by 10% per attack, and causing dizziness. Perfect blocking can destroy the opponent's weapon. This three-body sword combines defense, output, and control. Completing Trial 3, a divine iron badge appeared, likely due to the pure military sword. Advancing to divine equipment means the dungeon recognized my artifact forging. Without the Mountain Sea Giant King, I couldn't complete the third trial. After the trials, 3. Legendary equipment becoming divine means the dungeon recognized my artifact. I'm amazed at my luck. Without the Mountain Sea Giant King, completing the third trial was impossible. After the trials, 3 divine iron badges merged, sending light into the volcano, causing a steel castle to rise from magma. The god of forging living in magma must be remarkable. But the cold air from the castle dispelled this thought. If he fears heat, why live in magma? The god of joy appeared, saying, Zhang Yuan, we've endured much. We, living in magma. The god of forging does this to forge an artifact. But the thought vanished as cold air from the steel castle extinguished it. Then the god of joy appeared. Zhang Yuan, we've been through a lot. We completed the trial tasks, but it's hot. The god of forging stays cool while setting a harsh test. It's cruel. Thanks, but let's not dawdle. I haven't seen him in years, and it's time to see what he's doing here. I entered the palace. A deafening hammering echoed, stunning me. His hammering felt powerful. The majesty here was unlike before. The god of joy called out, the guest whose hammering has arrived. Why isn't anyone greeting him? My starry companion shielded me from the sound waves. The palace doors slammed shut, trapping him outside. A muscular man with a giant hammer, radiating a terrifying aura, approached us. I entered the palace, and a deafening hammering sound almost made my ears ring. The god of forging's hammering conveyed his power. The god of joy said, the guest whose hammering has arrived. Why isn't anyone coming out to greet him? A muscular man with a giant hammer approached us. I, Zhang Yuan, have come to see the god of forging. The god of forging nodded. You're impressive. Since you've passed my trials, I can forge an artifact for you. What do you need? I replied. I don't need an artifact. Before I could react, my starry companion flew out from the summoning space again, using its wings to shield me from the sound waves. While the god of joy wasn't so lucky, he was directly blown away by the force of the hammering sound. Then, the palace door suddenly slammed shut, trapping the god of joy outside. He barely had time to react before feeling an exceptionally powerful divine presence sweeping from deep within the hall, making it hard for me to breathe. I saw a muscular man, wielding a giant hammer and radiating a terrifying aura, walking toward us from the depths of the palace. The starry companion growled at the god of forging, sensing a threat. I quickly recalled it and bowed. Introducing myself as Zhang Yuan, the god acknowledged my trials and offered to forge an artifact. I declined, asking instead to destroy a cursed artifact. Surprised, the god of forging refused. The god of joy suggested I present gifts from the goddess of fire and the god of war. Upon seeing the eternal flame and all things black gold, the god of forging, initially reluctant, was shocked and reached for them. But the god of joy intervened. I need you to destroy an artifact I have. The god of forging was surprised by Zhang Yuan's request. The god of joy explained, the one hammering here is cursed by the demon god. His heart is now the cursed king's heart, and he needs your help to destroy it. The god of forging frowned. I can't do that. Make another request. I knew he didn't want to get involved. Kid, show the gifts from the goddess of fire and the god of war. He'll come around. I knew this guy didn't want to get involved in this mess. The god of joy wasn't surprised by the god of forging's refusal to help me, and immediately said to me, Kid, take out the gifts from the goddess of fire and the god of war. He'll naturally come begging you. I promptly took out the eternal flame and the all things black gold. The god of forging, who had just turned me down, widened his eyes in shock upon seeing the eternal flame and the all things black gold. He instantly teleported in front of me, reaching out for the 2 treasures, but the god of joy quickly stepped in front of me, pushing the god of forging back. The god of forging, Zhang Yuan's stuff. As a deity, are you really going to steal from a mortal? Seriously? At this point, the god of forging's attitude had completely flipped 180 degrees. He faced the god of joy's question without any anger, smiling as he said, you have such treasures. Why didn't you say so earlier? Destroying the heart of the cursed king would offend the cursed demon god, right? I'm all in for that. The god of forging said this while reaching for the eternal flame and the all things black gold, but the god of joy quickly swatted his hand away. Let's sort out Zhang Yuan's issue first, then you can drool over the eternal flame later. The god of joy chuckled. You know I've been craving that eternal flame for thousands of years. Just let me touch it first. After the god of forging completed the assessment, it protected items from damage and reduced the urge to cut. Using maximum health and essence crystals, the god of forging glanced at me before turning to the control array. Come with me, he said, and I called it my sword of armor. I sighed, waiting for you to finish. I heard everything and completed the eternal body and the essence of the black badge. Don't try to hit me, I said. I looked at the god's hand, thinking it was due to the pure army sword's legendary strike. Sutan judged my broken sword technique, and we could. I am the great king of law. If I were a dragon guardian, I wouldn't know how to complete the third trial. After emerging, the 3 lost spirits let me lie on the divine iron, allowing us to live together. A light shot from the wound, a volcano, and your background was a solution. A pool of oil laughed, and the magma rose. It's fine in... Hearing this, I am the great king of law. If I were a dragon guardian, you wouldn't know how to complete the third trial. After emerging, the spirits let me lie on the divine iron, uniting us. A light shot from the wound, a volcano, and your background was a solution. A pool of oil laughed, and the magma rose. It's fine in the magma. The god of forging is calm. Don't worry, this creates an experience book for the gods. We've been at this for less than 10 seconds, so don't move. The dance blew past as the god of all creation entered deeply. Since then, his aura became clean and bottomless in the magma. This isn't just trouble. A figure appeared beside me. Then the merchant focused on Murong Lao, who finally completed it. This place is incredible. The main demon god infused such a small thing with divinity, and it was surprisingly cool and jumping around. The chaos in the furnace and the settings of the gods made my heart feel like a rich, dark mass. The phenomenon was praised. We shouldn't let a small to medium-sized country's god of construction welcome the gods in this cursed place. I then took the initiative to walk into the finish line, hoping to enter the palace where each god would ask what was going on. Although the position of the cursed demon god shocked me more, he did help me in some ways, but from the sound of the god of forging, the cursed king was just holding on and I could return to where I belonged, with every posture of the god of forging. In the main hall, deities were present. I was shocked. A sound showed the demon god's production. The god of space shielded me. The god of forging struck my chest. I stood stunned. I sensed an anomaly. The wall seemed transparent. My heart was in the master's hands while an aura spread. The god of forging remained, and I felt something new. The god of soul severance evaporated the starry sky with flames. I didn't reveal my true self. I was preparing to forge a divine artifact. The god of severance responded. The Beast King's palace pointed out he was targeted. Now his heart curse is a curse, and the king of commerce seeks your help. I felt an anomaly. Flames from the great goose pierced through. My heart was controlled by the master, while a terrifying aura spread through the palace. I sensed something new from the god of forging. I didn't reveal my true self. I was preparing to forge a divine artifact for you. I don't want to ask about the cursed king's heart. The god of severance was surprised. The king of commerce seeks your help to lift a curse. I didn't receive it. The god of soul severance immediately evaporated the tense starry sky with hot flames, transforming into the god of black forging, crafting the god sword in my eyes. I didn't reveal my true self in front of me. This is quite impressive. Since you called for the first time, I already need you to help me forge a divine artifact. The most pressing issue now is that I don't want to ask you about the cursed king's heart. It's something you originally had on you. The god of severance flashed a hint of surprise, not expecting Zhang Yuan to bring this up at such a time. He still had the energy to respond to me, welcoming the sorrow. The Beast King's palace explained to you, but he pointed out that he was being targeted by a magic spell. Now his heart curse has become a curse, and the king of commerce wants to find you to help him with that cursed king. To lift the curse, the demon god has been chasing after the words of the god of forging. The god of severance frowned, saying, "Your memory has affected this matter, and I can't do it. You really have to insist on this. I know that the cursed king has already appeared on the surface, and the hunter god is against the severance. In the previous instance, I helped unify the extreme, and immediately I became a bit overwhelmed. Then the god of severance and the god of forging unlocked and strengthened the hammer. This hammer strike came down 3 times, and the surface of the eternal heart was like an airplane shell that had been completely rejected. The forging I requested was just to see the eternal fire of the god of black gold. The cursed king immediately rolled away, all of it coming to me. Have those 2 items already ended? The god of the illusion realm immediately struck in front of me, forcing out the curse in a rotational manner. This is Zhang Yuan's tactical curse. I've handled your mortal issues. The god of forging still has the same attitude, aiming to ruin the position of the illusion god. There's also a calculation, and the authorities involved in this process. Let your heart be the one to break the organization and anger the nearby demon gods. What I'm dealing with is the will of the god of status, who said that the immortal should go find the grandfather, which counts as a black heart of all creation. After handling the issues raised by the god of joy, my face turned slightly pale. Once sorted, I'll run back to the god of forging. After pondering for a moment, I didn't even try. I've been thinking about this for thousands of years, so let me just touch it first.